Hey, this is James with Falcons Fury Harley-Davidson, and today we've got an old school comparison for you. Okay, not that old school, but we do have a 2016 Road Glide with the Twin Cam and a brand new 2020 with the Milwaukee 8. We're going to do a comparison, see how each of them drive, look at the different characteristics, and you can see we are professionals here at Falcons Fury Harley-Davidson. I've got a guest with me today. Jake is going to show us around these bikes. He's super knowledgeable. Not that I'm not super knowledgeable, but he's more super knowledgeable. So he's going to talk us through the differences on the Milwaukee 8, the Twin Cam. We're going to take him for a ride, see what's what.
So guys, I want to talk a little bit about the Twin Cam first, because we all know how much we have all fell in love with a Twin Cam at some point in our life as a Harley-Davidson rider and enthusiast. And one of the things that a lot of people have said to me about the Twin Cam in particular is that aggressive styling. You can take notice that obviously you remember the beloved Evo, and we all have had that Evo in our life, and this wasn't so far off. It didn't bother anyone when they changed it. It's got a slim, slick look to it, but it's got a chunky, meaty, beefy cam lobe, and it sounds amazing. One thing you cannot get out of anything else is Twin Cam sound. So obviously with a high output 103, this is going to be the perfect bike for comparison's sake to our Milwaukee 8 107. So a couple other things about this bike, because we're not here to knock it. This thing's awesome. It's got the good radio already. And this is just a 16 model Road Glide standard that we've all fallen in love with at some point. One of the big things about this bike that we've already talked about is the sound of it. And if you listen to a Twin Cam, you know it's a Twin Cam. Now, what a lot of people have taken into consideration from me talking to them, and I'm sure you guys out there have heard plenty about it, is, oh, nothing's wrong with my old Twinkie, nothing's wrong with my old bagger. Why would I want to trade up? And so part of the purpose in today's video is explaining to you some of the amenities that are now with your 20 models that these guys didn't have. One of the most important things to me, I'm an aggressive rider. A lot of you guys out there are too. I like something that handles great, but this is a functional bagger. Everybody knows a Road Glide is your California to east to west coast. Any long trip, short trip, it's the versatile all-around Harley-Davidson lineup, is our touring series. So we have air shocks on this bike, right? It's what it came with from the factory, and I'm sure you've all run into them at some point. So one of the things I really dig about this bike in particular, our 2020, has coilovers on it from the factory. Not saying this doesn't ride great, because this is definitely better than a lot of our competitors have put out, but this is even better than that. And so that kind of leads me to the next point. It may not sound the same, but one thing you'll never deny about this Milwaukee 8 is the power, baby. There's so much of it. You've got 2 plugs per cylinder, you've got 4 valves per cylinder, you've got more displacement, and it's just a bigger, meatier, beefier chunk of metal sitting right there staring you in the face every time you walk up to this bike saying, turn that throttle, twist that wick, give it what it's got, find out. If you've never ridden one, come ride one. It's worth every second of that test ride. Another feature that I really enjoy, I like music, man. And the radio on that bike is fantastic, but the radio on this bike is that much better. You have everything that you've always loved about your Road Glide, and then some. And there's zero reason I could ever fathom why you shouldn't try one of these Milwaukee 8 Road Glides out.
Alright, so here we go, the Road Glide. I am starting out on the Milwaukee 8, the 2020. Jake's on the
Twin Cam, the 2016 model. Man, I tell you what, every time I get on one of the... God, that sun is bright. Ooh, I probably should wear sunglasses. Can you believe it's January? It's January, and we're just riding here in shirts. It's fantastic. Can't see anything, but it's fantastic. I always get on these road glides, and they're just so damn comfortable to ride. You know, I'm not a fairing guy. On my motorcycle, it's just wind in your face, which I love. But then I get one of these, and I get really spoiled because it's just so lovely. And I always say that, you know, for how big these things are, you can throw them around. You really can. Once you're moving, they don't feel that big. They just feel like you're on a bike that you can handle nicely. Let's see if Jake lets everyone go. Because remember last video, he just let everyone go at the green light for some reason. Ah, look at him. Nice one. Ah, that engine on the... I love it. I love the Milwaukee 8, to be honest. And I realise this is a comparison between the Milwaukee 8 and the Twin Cam. But I haven't ridden a Twin Cam for a long time, actually, so it's going to be interesting to get on there and see. But I tell you what, it's going to, for my money, it's going to be hard to beat. The smoothness of the Milwaukee 8 is, for me, it's a big draw. There's plenty of power as well. 107 on this bike, and it's got absolutely tons of power. Comfort, right? Well, we talk about comfort on the bridge, but we missed the bridge. But I mean, what can you say about a road glide? I mean, it's built to be comfortable, and it just is. You can just sit back here for hours at a time and just, you know, let the trees go whizzing by. It's just a nice place to be, and that fairing, you know, protects you from so much wind. You know, it's just, you just don't get it. If I was on my bike right now, I'd just be getting blasted in the face, but on this you just don't. It just goes right over the top. It's just very, very comfortable. Seats great, handlebars are great, the position you're in is great. But we're not talking about comfort, are we? We're talking about the engine. The Milwaukee 8 to me is just, it's massively refined. It's probably hard to hear on this video, and this just does have the stock pipes, and I know most people put something else on, but it's a great engine. It's powerful, it's very, very torquey. It's great for the engine braking, which I love to do, coming up to a stop, so we can... the stability is beautiful too. I mean, here we are, just going... I haven't put my feet down, it's just fantastic. Oh, and it does have nice pickup, it really does. I mean, a 107, you know, a bike this size, you wouldn't expect it to have as much power as some of the Softails with the same engine, and it does, and it's not as quick off the line, but it's no slouch by any means. So I'm actually pretty excited to get on the Twin Cam, because like I say, it's been a really long time since I've been on one of them, and what I remember about the Twin Cam is it vibrates a lot more than this. It feels more like, well, I don't want to say like a traditional Harley-Davidson, but yeah, it feels more like what you expect from a Harley, you know, big shaky handlebars and a bit more of a rough ride. That's what I remember from the Twin Cam. So we're going to be changing up in a little bit, and I'll jump on that one, and Jake will jump on this, and then after we've done the ride, we'll get together again and we'll talk about it and see which one we prefer. And I tell you right now, I'm pretty sure I'm going to prefer the Milwaukee 8, just because I prefer the smoother ride. It's just more my thing. You know, I like to be able to feel my fingers after a ride, because I remember the Twin Cams, you used to get on it, and after like 10 minutes my bloody hands would be going numb from the vibrations on the handlebars, which, you know, yeah, I guess that's part of it all, but I have delicate fingers. Yeah, the engine brake is brilliant on this thing. That's one of the things I really do love about this engine. I mean, you can slow it all the way down with just the engine. You barely have to, you know, tap the brakes to slow it right down. It's fantastic. It does sound good as well, just with the stock pipes on. I mean, we're basically not moving now, and it's, you know, it's got a nice little rumble to it. And if you do throw some stock pipes on this, it sounds fantastic. one of the other things, this screen on the new Road Glide is really nice. I mean, it's a modern looking screen. This looks like it could have come out of an Audi or BMW, Mercedes, one of the higher end luxury cars. Whereas, if memory serves, the one on the Twin Cam, it was a little more pixelated. It looks a bit more, I don't want to be cruel and say a bit more 1990s, but it looks a little bit more 1990s than this one. But I might be wrong. Maybe my memory is not right. We'll find out in a few minutes, I suppose. Now, one of the really, really cool things about the 2020 Road Glide that I love is they come with traction control now, which a lot of bikes have been having that kind of thing for a while, and this is one of the first Harleys to put that in there. And, oh, here we go, new construction corner really quick. Yeah, I love the way these things lean. I mean, look at that. Yeah, we can get this thing over. Ooh, it looks like they're about to start building more stuff on the right-hand side. So new construction corner continues. We thought it was, we thought they'd finished building, but they're not. They're doing more. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Just the agility of the Road Glide is absolutely staggering. Oh yeah, and before that I was talking about the traction control. It's fantastic. So if you're driving in the wet, you can hit it and it will tell you, wet weather traction, and it just keeps everything a little safer, a little smoother. Oh, it looks like we're turning into, yeah, we're turning in here. It looks like we're gonna switch out the bikes. I'm excited to get on the Twin Cam because, like I said, it's been a while since I've given one a go, so gonna enjoy it. All right, man. He's not responding to me. Okay, let's see this. Let's see how it sounds. Yeah, it's definitely louder. It's definitely got that Twin Cam sound. And we're off. And I hope it picks it up a little bit on the camera here. How different it sounds. It has it's much more of a chuggery kind of, almost like a tractory sound, like is that the radio? Did Jake have the music on? Oh, he did. I thought it was coming from the gas station. Jake, just sitting there listening to his music. All right, so right off the bat, the vibrations on this thing are absolutely massive. I had forgotten how much these things just shimmied and moved. I mean, that's incredible. I think we got a red light coming up here. Yeah, when we stop here, let me show you just how much vibration there is in these handlebars. Yeah, look at that. I mean, you can see it just, and with the Milwaukee, it doesn't do that at all. It's just completely smooth. Like, I'm looking over at Jake right now, his aren't moving at all. So you got all that vibration goes right back into your hands, which, I mean, it's cool. It's part of the experience, I suppose. But I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old. I just prefer the smoothness of the Milwaukee 8. So acceleration. It's definitely, you get more with the Milwaukee 8, which makes sense. I mean, it's a 107 compared to a 103. You would expect more power, but it seems to me, and I'm no expert in this, but it seems like a more smooth, it's a more linear delivery of power. It's not as, this one's, it's not that it's jerky in any way, but it's not as smooth. It seems like the power curve is smoother on the Milwaukee 8, which you would expect, as these things improve, as technology improves, engines improve, they become smoother, they become more refined. And that's what the Milwaukee 8 is. It's really just a refinement of this engine. But I do like the sound of the Twin Cam. That it does have a unique sound, which is pretty fantastic. What are these people doing? They're just going to go. Okay. So handling wise, on these, this might just be, I don't know, where I'm just imagining this, but the 2020 road, the whole thing just seemed to be a little smoother. And I don't think the frame has really changed that much, so I suspect it's just because you're not getting all that vibration from the engine, it makes it feel a little bit smoother. Got this little, oh man, but I mean, even it doesn't really matter which one you ride, both of them are just, they're incredibly easy to control. do love the sound of a twin cam. I will admit that. I will give you that. I think it does sound better than the Milwaukee 8, but I prefer the smoothness and the power delivery of the Milwaukee 8. So if you could take this sound and stick it on that motorcycle, I'll be a very happy man. Well, I wouldn't, because I don't like fairings on a motorcycle, but you see what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm impressed. It's funny, I haven't ridden a Milwaukee 8 and then a twin cam back to back. It's staggering to see the actual difference in refinement, smoothness, power delivery. When you ride them back to back, you can really feel how much improved that engine is, and that might be an unpopular. I'm sure we're going to get comments saying, "Oh no, twin cam forever, twin cam forever." But I'm telling you, mate, give one of these, come out, try a Milwaukee 8, see what you think, because I think you'll be really impressed. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up, go back on top, and Jake and I will talk through our findings and see what he thought about the two bikes. So see you in just a second.
All right, final thoughts. We just drove the Twin Cam Road Glide and the Milwaukee 8 Road Glide, and it's a hell of a difference, Jake.
Guys, I'm so serious. If you haven't ridden a Milwaukee 8, come see us. Come ride one. Please bring your endorsement and come see us, because if you don't think that there's a difference, I've been doing this for years, and you've been at this for longer than I have. And I'm going to tell you,
I'm not
right
old.
now,
He's not saying I'm old.
that's exactly what I said. I mean, not what I was saying at all. But all jokes aside, guys, it is incredible the difference that made.
Stunningly, yeah.
I rode the Road Glide, and it was cool. It felt good with the twin cam, and it was nice. I remember why those were so great when they came out. But man, Harley-Davidson's making so much progress. I cannot stress to you enough. The Milwaukee 8 platform bagger, any touring chassis, is so much better than you've ever had under your butt.
It's true. Do you think they'll notice we've got the same hats on?
Oh, I don't know. They will now.
Yeah.
I think so.
Now I know how ladies feel when they go, "Oh God, she's wearing the same dress as me."
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Y'all just remember, I've been wearing mine for like a year now.
Vance, you have a call, 101, Vance, 101.
Vince will get that, don't worry about it. All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.